Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel. Hopefully you've been enjoying some of the content I've been putting up recently. My co-host from General Geekery, JD, was here visiting in Sovereign Hatchistan. We did some live stream customizing on my Facebook page, on my Go Figure Customs page. If you haven't followed me there, go to YouTube, go to Facebook and follow me. That's where I post all of my custom action figures and my work in progress pictures. We are still trying to find a nice blend of social media. I know you can live stream on YouTube. I'd like to see if there's a way to live stream see if there's a way to live stream on simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. But I did download the video of the reveal, since we did do the episode of the custom challenge on General Geekery. I did post the challenge reveal on YouTube, so that's up. I didn't do any fancy editing to it. It's just the live stream, so you can watch it just as it unfolded. Also did a couple of action figure reviews recently. I was lucky enough to get one of the G.I. Joe Classified Baroness sets and one of the Red Ninjas, which are 1 to a case at this point in time. So I was lucky to get both of those, did reviews on those. And my buddy Sean Grogan hooked me up with a couple of the G.I. Joe retro figures, which are less than exciting, but still really good custom fodder. So I did a review on the Snake Eyes and the Baroness, which I'm going to utilize for customs in the future. Today I was going to review the new Joytoy figures that came out. I got them last night. They are the Viper figures, the white Viper figures. In fact, I'd already shot the videos for both of them. And then I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the videos from my phone to my computer. So I started watching them, and both videos had corrupted. So I have to shoot them again. Not too particularly happy about that, but that's how it goes. My first video is on the single boxed figure, which is Betty. Luckily, I had bought several of these. I thought I only bought 3, but there were 4 in the box. So I must have accidentally hit that button one too many times and not realized it, and got 4 of these. So I opened one this morning just because I wanted to tear into it and see it. And then I unboxed one for the video that corrupted, but I still have 2 more in the box to unbox for you. Now the second video, the Viper Squad, the 3 guys, that one's already shot that one, or shot the load on that one. So it's not going to be an unboxing video. It'll just be a review. So anyway, the box on this, and I had been with the G.I. Joe video reviews, I had added collectability as one of the points that I review. I don't really have and it's very specific, very subjective, and only my opinion on that. I don't know what the collectability will be on these, meaning what will these hold their value? Will they go up in value? Will they become highly sought after collectibles? It's not a popular line like Star Wars and G.I. Joe, so there's not a lot of people looking for these. However, collectors and customizers do see these on social media, and they get curious about these, and where do you get these things? And you find out that they're small batch toys from a small company in China, and a lot of times the figures that they see have already sold out. So then they do sort of, in their own way, become collectible because you can't get them anymore. However, I noticed that Joytoy did do a reissue of the first Armed Forces line, which was the Marines. So I think if the popularity is there, it looks like they may reissue stuff, but they're not. I don't know that they're going to reissue every line or every wave. So there is some collectability there. And just as a point, I have a couple of Votom scope dogs that I've customized. And they were expensive back when I bought them, 10 years ago at least, probably more than that, probably. And I mean, they were expensive and hard to get then, and even more so now. So, I mean, I think this stuff, I wouldn't buy it as an investment necessarily, but, if you hold on to it, yeah, it's going to at least hold its value, I think. So there's that. The packaging, we got the nice window box packaging, which I really like. If you're a mint and box collector, this is going to look really nice on the shelf. And I am a sporadic mint and box, mint on card collector. I like some of my stuff to stay on the card, but sometimes I got to tear right into it. And Joytoy makes, the figures that Joytoy makes are stuff that I cannot wait to get into. So I have no issues about tearing right into this. So the packaging is not really that big of a deal. It does come with this really weird like shrink wrap on the packaging now. One of the other things that I was going to mention about the packaging is since they started putting them in these nice window boxes, you're no longer getting those big plastic stackable display tubes. I am kind of two opinions of that. I have a huge frigging tub of those display tubes. I don't use them. I display my Joytoy figures on the deck of my second USS Flag. As you can see, there's a lot of them on there. So I don't use those display tubes at all. And since I don't use them, I don't really want more. However, hang on a sec, I need to readjust here. However, I think that it is probably one of the coolest designs for displaying figures that I have seen because they're stackable and they're very, very sturdy. So it's a really good way to display your figures or your customs. I used to look for stuff like that to display my customs a long time ago before I started putting all my customs on my own custom cards. So I can see why people might be disappointed that they're not getting those tubes anymore. I myself have no need for them. And I think that probably, since they're not including them anymore in the boxes, I think that probably decreases your price a little bit too. So there is that positive as well. Now the box has the White Viper Squad Betty on the front. We've got the Battle for the Stars logo on the side, on the top there. A nice piece of art on the side, which looks like some sort of orbital platform orbiting a moon being attacked. With the usual warnings about choking hazard, age 15 and up, not for children under 3. On the side, we've got the White Viper Squad title, and then all the stuff about what it's made with, that it's Viper Squad Betty, that's AVC plastic, ABS plastic, and then just the address of the company and the good life advice of stay away from the source of fire. And then on the back, we have a nice little piece of art of the figure with the Battle of the Stars logo. Top, we have the Joytoy logo, and on the bottom, we have Free Truism and then their logo. I'm really digging the logos that they're coming up with for these figures, the Battle for the Stars figures, because some of those I think would make really cool tattoos. So there's your packaging. Oh, and there's the White Viper Squad logo, which I think is really cool on the packaging. All right, so let's open it up. Oh, there. I was going to say mine didn't have the insert. The video that I shot, the insert was like static cleaned to the top of the box, and I didn't pull it out and look at it for the video. So I'm going to do that this time. I'm going to pitch this since I already have 2 open. I don't need another one. All right, so the insert just says White Viper Squad Betty, Battle for the Stars logo on the back. Open it up. You got the usual geared up picture, and then the one with all her gear on the side or in front of her, and then instructions on how to disassemble them. The English inside, basically, too long didn't read, says if all the gear is interchangeable, and if you do want to interchange it, to heat it up with a blow dryer to soften up the plastic to peel stuff apart. And I highly recommend that. So, pop it open and pull out our figure. We have some racial diversity in the figure line, which I think is really cool. I'm not usually a fan of short hair on women. It's just personal preference on the action figures. But it really does work well on this because it's not just short hair. She has, kind of hard to see, but she has 4 lines shaved into her hair that kind of come together in the back, which is really cool. I really dig in the diversity. It's not just all one like nationality, which kind of speaks to kind of an all-inclusive future, kind of a Star Trek-ish, like humanity all comes together kind of thing, which I really like. And if you're going to use it for like a military line, it doesn't speak. It doesn't. You can easily say that this person is from just about anywhere in the world. It could be Caribbean, it could be South African, South American, it could be African, it could be Asian. It really does, like, it does work really well. That's one of the reasons I didn't like the flags on the PLA's figures, because it's like it immediately identifies it as Chinese, which kind of limits playability options to me. But, that's just my opinion. Looks like we've got a new sculpted vest here, body armor, which is pretty cool. It comes together at the top in straps. It's the same exoskeleton that is on the black armored female from the Skeleton Troopers. There is one noticeable change about that from the other one, aside from the color. And first we have the pistol holster pegged in on the right side. That's not new. However, the knife pegged in to the left side is new. And it does come out. It's removable. It's nicely sculpted. It's a real soft plastic, so you're not going to break it, which is pretty cool. The articulation on this is fantastic. All the joints feel great. Nothing's sticking. There's nothing that I'm worried about if I don't heat it up that it's going to break. And I just love how the exoskeleton so easily moves with the articulation of the figure. There is nothing about this exoskeleton that hinders the articulation of the figure at all. It's just an amazing design that allows full movement of the figure and full playability without hindrance of the accessories, which just blows me away. Which, is one of the things I always review is the playability. And again, it's just off the charts on this because the exoskeleton just adds to the figure. It detracts in no way because it moves so well with the figure. And speaking of accessories, let's get into the ones that she comes with. I'm going to just pull them out of the package and then we'll go over them real quick here. She comes with an extra set of hands. The joints are the same on both sets of hands. So the left hand goes up and down and the right hand goes in and out. I thought perhaps with the second set of hands, they'd reverse those joints so the left hand would go up and down and the right hand would go in and out. But no, they're identical sets. I've seen some toy companies, I can't think of, maybe Acid Rain, I don't know. I've seen figures where they'll reverse the joints on the hands. The pistol is kind of a large Glock style frame. And it does pretty much fit in the holster. It doesn't sit down in there well, but it's in there tightly. That's about the only complaint I have with Joytoy figures is the pistols don't fit in the holsters very well. The deck of my flag here, off to the side, you can see the deck is just littered with Joytoy pistols. Because while you see them standing right now, they get knocked over a lot. The dog bumps into the table. My co-host bumped into the table a bunch of times and knocked over the figures. Or I had one of the helicopters that was hanging above, like fell out of the hook, fell out of the ceiling, landed on the deck, and knocked over a bunch of the figures. Amazingly enough, it didn't knock over all of the figures, which just blew me away. But the deck is just littered with Joytoy pistols because they don't stay in the holsters very well. And you know, if that's my biggest complaint about these figures, I think we're doing okay. You know, I mean, there's a lot of bigger issues: paint apps, articulation, quality. And the biggest issue I have is a pistol that doesn't fit in the holster very well. I think that's pretty decent. One of the complaints I'd seen recently was the head on the Skeleton Forces Celine figure was sitting a bit high. I don't know. I think that's kind of subjective. It may look a bit high, but it needs to be a little higher so the helmet sits on it right. And here's her helmet, and it's removable, obviously, so it just fits right on there, and it looks great. And then this is the weapon that she came with. This is definitely one that we've seen before. This is not a new weapon. I am not a big fan of this particular style of weapon because this piece here that connects the grip to the stock usually hinders how the figure can hold that weapon. And it does, in fact, become a problem with this. On my first video that was corrupted, I had a hell of a time getting her to hold the weapon. Yeah, see, popped right out. And I had the figure that I opened this morning sitting on camera, and just arbitrarily her rifle popped out of her hands. I mean, she can hold it, but it doesn't. It tends to bend the thumb under, and I'm trying to bend the thumb out a little bit so she'll hold it a little bit better. There we go. But that little bridge in between the grip and the stock hits the wrist, and it doesn't allow the rifle to go in as much as it could. So she doesn't hold it as well as it possibly could be held, which is annoying. But yeah, it is what it is. I would prefer that she'd come with a different weapon, and I would really like Joytoy to make different weapon, an accessory pack, so that I could give her different weapons. So that's Betty for you there. The other thing that I haven't touched on yet is the customizability. My co-host will customize just about every action figure. I hope that's not my dogs going crazy in the backyard. Will customize just about every action figure he gets. Sometimes it's just customizing like we do, just making a new figure from scratch, sculpting, painting, head swaps, all the like big customizing stuff. But a lot of times what he does in customizing is just fixing, I don't think that's my dog. I think that's the neighbor's dog. He'll customize flaws in the figures, articulation problems or paint app problems. And there's just none of these to be had straight out of the box on these. Yeah, my dog's out there. I can see her tail. My window right here goes into the backyard, and I can see when the dogs get close there. So there's just no obvious glaring issues with these figures that need to be fixed right away. That I think, if my co-host was buying these, I don't think he'd be customizing these too much, because there's no problems with these straight out of the box. So if you were going to use these for customs, the potential for these is limitless because of the accessories and the how well the figure is designed, and just the uniqueness of the sculpt of the figure and the gear. There's nothing else like it out there. So I think that pretty much covers everything about these figures. I should have gotten, especially since I had to reshoot this, I should have gotten the price for these. I got these from Locker Toys. You know, that is the question I get asked the most often during these videos, is where I got these from. And I say it probably half a dozen times in every video. I bought them from Locker Toys. It's 3-day shipping from China, Hong Kong really. And it's not very, the shipping is not as expensive as you would think for 3-day air from Hong Kong. In fact, you can get these from Big Bad Toy Store.
It's 12 o'clock.
My computer would like you to know that it's 12 o'clock. I recently found out that you can make it say the time on the hour, and my wife does not like it when things spontaneously start talking of their own volition, so I turned that on to drive my wife crazy. She didn't like that at all, but it's funny. So yes, you can get these from Big Bad Toy Store. They do have pre-orders. However, I don't recommend that because Big Bad Toy Store tends to charge like $5, $10, $15 more per set plus their shipping, which I think is more expensive than the shipping from Hong Kong, and takes longer. And they don't have these in stock yet because Locker Toys is in Hong Kong, so they're right there when these come out and can ship them 3 days. So if you are impatient to get new toys like I am, Locker Toys is still the best bet to get these. Plus, when the pre-orders go up for these, they do give a discount. I got pretty sure it was a 7% discount for ordering the set of 3 plus the 3 male figures and 1 Betty figure. I got a 7% discount for pre-ordering it from them. So you really just, and I pre-ordered 3 more apparently, of the Betty figure, and I think that each one of those had a 5% discount for the pre-order, for the early pre-order. You do have to prepay on the pre-order from Locker Toys, whereas Big Bad Toy Store, they don't charge you till they have it in hand. So, you know, I mean, it depends on when you want to pay for it, but all in all, you just can't beat Locker Toys for getting these. So, again, I'm sorry, I don't know what the price on these are. I should have looked that up, but they're fantastic figures. Highly recommend. They fit in well with your other Joytoy figures. Let's see, collectability, I don't know on this, honestly. I think they'll at least hold their value. The packaging is top notch, although you're not getting the plastic tubing anymore. So, you know, you might not like that, or like myself, you have too many and don't know what to do with them anymore. So it's not a big deal not to be getting them. Playability is off the charts for something like this because the exoskeleton does not hinder articulation, posability, or playability in any way, shape, or form. And the customizability is limitless if you want to make new figures using these as bases. But there is nothing straight out of the package that needs to be fixed customizing wise. So there you go. That's all I got for you on the Betty figure, the White Viper Squad Betty figure. I hope you found that useful and informative, and do all those fun social media things. Comment below. Always open to new suggestions for videos, either figure reviews or customizing tutorials or stuff that you'd like to see JD and I do on General Geekery. Maybe you have a favorite customizer that you follow and would like to have that person on, him or her, on the show. Throw that name out there and we'll get in touch with them and see if we can do a video podcast with your favorite customizer. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun social media stuff. I noticed somebody had shared one of my videos this morning. Somebody asked for a review on the Celine figure and they shared my video. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. I think that's about all I got for you on these. So stay tuned because I'm going to put up a video of the Viper Squad figures, the male squad here, should be up hopefully shortly after this one, as long as my videos don't corrupt again. Oh, that pissed me off. Anyways, thank you for watching.